Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire in human history. He commanded armies, survived betrayal, buried his children, and faced plagues that killed millions. And through all of it, he never broke. Not once. The reason why isn't in any self-help book. It's buried in a private journal he never intended anyone to read. Today, we're pulling out the 10 lessons that will destroy the weakness you don't even know you have. The problem: here's the truth about Marcus Aurelius that nobody talks about. He wasn't naturally strong. He wasn't born into a warrior's body or a soldier's mind. He was sickly, philosophical, and by all accounts, deeply sensitive. The Roman Empire didn't want a philosopher king. They wanted a conqueror. But Marcus Aurelius chose to conquer himself first. And that is the entire philosophy of Stoicism in one sentence. What you're about to hear aren't motivational quotes. These are operating instructions. The same ones Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself every single morning in his private journal, Meditations. He wrote it for one reader, himself. That's how you know it's real. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. Lesson 1. The obstacle is the path. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Read that again. What stands in the way becomes the way. This isn't motivational language. This is a tactical framework for how to process resistance. Every time you hit an obstacle and back away from it, you train your mind to retreat. Every time you face it and push through, you train your mind to advance. Marcus Aurelius didn't avoid the hard things that came with ruling an empire. He walked directly toward them because he understood something most people never will. The obstacle is the training. Weak men avoid hard things and wonder why they stay weak. Strong men seek hard things and wonder why others stay weak. Lesson 2. Control your mind or it controls you. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the foundation of Stoic philosophy, and it's more radical than it sounds. We live in a world that is constantly trying to hijack your attention, your anger, your anxiety, your envy. Every notification, every argument, every piece of bad news is an invitation to give up your mental control. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire of 70 million people, wars on multiple fronts, senators plotting against him, plague spreading through his armies, and he wrote every morning about keeping his mind calm. Not because the world was calm, but because his mind was the only thing he actually controlled. What are you giving your mental control to right now? Because whatever it is, that thing owns you. Lesson 3. Stop arguing. Start becoming. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. This one cuts. Because we live in the age of opinions, everyone has a take. Everyone has a philosophy. Everyone knows exactly what strength looks like from the comfort of their own weakness. Marcus Aurelius had zero tolerance for performance. He didn't care what you said about virtue. He cared what you did, every day, in silence, when nobody was watching. The weak man talks about discipline. The strong man disappears and does the work. Stop debating what you should be. Go become it. Lesson 4. Your reaction is your character. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. Someone betrays you. Someone disrespects you. Someone tries to drag you down to their level. What do? Most people react. They match energy, match anger, match pettiness. And in doing so, they become the thing they hate. Marcus Aurelius was emperor. He had enemies everywhere, people who lied about him, plotted against him, undermined him. And his response? He refused to become them, not out of weakness, out of absolute iron discipline. Your reaction in your worst moment is your truest character, not who you are when things are going well, who you are when they're falling apart. That's the real test. And most people fail it daily. Lesson 5. Suffering is a choice. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. This is the hardest Stoic lesson for modern men to accept, because we've been told that our suffering is caused by external events, bad childhood, toxic relationship, unfair system, and maybe all of that is true. But Marcus Aurelius, a man who lost 5 of his children, who fought wars he didn't want, who was betrayed by people he loved, said, "The pain comes from your judgment of it, not the event itself." That doesn't mean you suppress emotion. It means you choose which emotions you give power to. You're not a victim of what happens to you. You are the author of how you respond to it. We're halfway through. The next 5 lessons go deeper. This is where Marcus Aurelius gets uncomfortable. If these lessons are hitting different, subscribe. We go this deep every single week. Now, Lesson 6. Lesson 6. Urgency is not optional. Begin at once to live, and count each day as a separate life. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was obsessed with time, not in an anxious way, in a hunter's way. He treated every single day as if it were a complete life, with a beginning, a purpose, and an end. He knew emperors die too, philosophers die too. Everyone dies. The modern man lives as though he has infinite tomorrows. He'll start the business next year. He'll have that conversation eventually. He'll get serious about his health when things calm down. Marcus Aurelius would tell you that man is already dead. He just hasn't realized it yet. What would you do today if it was your only day? Start living like that. Not as a panic, as a discipline. Lesson 7. Integrity is non-negotiable. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. Marcus Aurelius. In a world where compromise is sold as wisdom and flexibility is praised as maturity, Marcus Aurelius drew a hard line. There are things you simply don't do, not because you can't get away with them, because of who you become when you do. Every time you break your word, you make a withdrawal from your own self-respect account, and self-respect is the currency of strength. Run it to 0, and you have nothing left. No discipline, no confidence, no foundation. Be the man who does what he said he would do, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Lesson 8. The discipline of virtue. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. Marcus Aurelius. Simple, brutal, non-negotiable. 2 rules. That's it. And yet, how many times a day do we violate both? We do the convenient thing instead of the right thing. We say the comfortable thing instead of the true thing. We tell ourselves small lies and make small compromises, and we wonder why we don't trust ourselves. Marcus Aurelius had one filter for every decision: virtue, not success, not approval, not comfort. Virtue. Is this right? Is this true? If yes, proceed. If no, stop. Imagine applying that standard to your life for 30 days. You would not recognize yourself. Lesson 9. See reality clearly. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. Marcus Aurelius. Weak men tell themselves stories. They catastrophize the bad and inflate the good. They see what they want to see instead of what's actually there. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to perceive reality with what the Stoics called clear eyes. Not pessimism, not optimism, clarity. See the obstacle for exactly what it is. No bigger, no smaller. See the person for who they actually are, not who you want them to be. See yourself with the same ruthless honesty. The Stoics called this the discipline of perception, and it is the rarest skill in the modern world because reality is uncomfortable, and most people choose the story over the truth. Lesson 10. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. This is the most powerful Stoic practice. Memento mori. Remember death. not as a morbid obsession, as the ultimate clarity tool. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every single day that he would die, that everyone he loved would die, that the empire he built would crumble, and instead of making him nihilistic, it made him free. Free from petty concerns, free from ego, free from wasted time. When you truly internalize that you could leave this life right now, the trivial stops mattering, the essential becomes obvious. The weak man runs from the idea of death. The Stoic man keeps it close, as a compass, as a reminder that this moment is the only moment that is guaranteed. Live accordingly. 10 Lessons, written in private 2,000 years ago by a man who had everything and chose to master himself instead. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations to be famous. He wrote it to stay strong, to remind himself on the hard days what he stood for. The question is not whether these lessons are true. You know they are. The question is, what do you do with them now? Strength is not given. It is built. One decision at a time, one day at a time. Starting today. If this hit you, subscribe. We go this deep every single week. And if you want to go deeper into Stoic philosophy, the next video is right there. I'll see you in it.